traveling across 9 states and stopping in 14 cities. This tour started from Chicago and stopped in Milwaukee, and now is in Madison. Afterwards, it will travel to Minneapolis, Des Moines, Kansas City, St. Louis, Springfield, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Columbus, Cleveland, Toledo, and it will finish in Detroit. In November of 2004, the 9 commentaries was published by the Epoch Times, an international newspaper. The 9 commentaries disclose the uncensored history of the Chinese Communist Party and its atrocities, including causing the unnatural death of 80 million Chinese people. At the end of 2004, the Epoch Times set up a website, tuidang.epochtimes.com, as an outlet for party members to post their individual withdrawals. The website has since served as a forum for the public to openly express its opinions about communism and renounce party membership.
An unprecedented event occurred in the history. Over 53 million Chinese people quit the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, and its affiliated organizations by signing their names or alias on the Epoch Times website. It is clear the Chinese Communist regime is crumbling and collapsing right before our eyes. This great historical drama is taking place as God is examining. When we look back at world history, the morally deranged Roman emperor was punished by the God with 4 great plagues. The Chinese Communist Party has committed a huge amount of evil crimes during the past half century by taking over 80 million lives so it can retain its power. It has persecuted people who believe in truthfulness, benevolence, and forbearance. The CCP has chosen its doomed fate. At the same time, the CCP is cheating people and stirring up hatred for the universal principle of truthfulness, benevolence, and forbearance, and has put sentient beings in the greatest danger in the human's history. The dark punishment to the CCP is happening systematically, and the CCP's doomsday is coming soon. The time left is not for the red demon to take a breath, but is left for people to think over and to find their way to survive. Look at the increasing number of people who quit the Chinese Communist Party are listening to the God's merciful call and warning. The people whose minds are clear and calm are thinking, how much time is left for people to make a right choice? Looking at the history of China and the world, it's the truth that the tyranny must be eliminated and the disintegration of the CCP is inevitable.
广大的中国民众，共产党的末日就要到了，但是这个邪恶的党魔教在历史上却对众生、对神佛犯下了滔天大罪。神指使人类的谁对共产党清算时，也一定不会放过那些所谓坚定的邪恶党徒。我们郑重声明，所有参加过共产党与共产党其他组织的，被邪恶打上兽的印记的人，赶快退出，抹去邪恶的印记。一旦谁对这个魔教清算时，大纪元储存的记录可以为声明退出共产党和共产党其他组织的人作证。
One needs only to read the headlines regarding the corruption and crises befalling China today. Although China's human rights abuses are well known, we don't see as many headlines in the United States regarding human rights abuses as we do, for example, tainted food. Headlines you rarely see in mainstream media would be, for example, 15-year-old orphaned as mother dies in custody for practicing Falun Gong. Unfamiliar with Falun Gong, Falun Gong or Falun Dafa is a peaceful mind-body practice which consists of exercises, meditation, and living according to the principles of truth, compassion, and forbearance. Introduced in China in the early 1990s, the practice flourished as people realized and experienced improvements in their health and daily lives. Although Falun Gong was initially sanctioned by the CCP, the vast numbers of those practicing Falun Gong, an estimated 100 million, was perceived as a threat to the leadership, and in July 1999, Falun Gong was banned in mainland China.
Lend the support to the rally today, where we believe that communism is not the answer. Communism has always been an ideal that nobody has ever been able to practice in reality. It is an ideal that we look forward to, and in an ideal world, in an ideal situation, communism would work. But people are not willing to accept that they can all be equal. And knowing that has led to the problems of communism that exists in China right now and also in Tibet. Let me introduce myself. I'm the current president of the Wisconsin Tibetan Association, and the people behind me here are some of the members of the Wisconsin Tibetan Association. Let me also explain to you why we are here in support. We support this rally because we believe that the Chinese Communist Party that exists in Tibet now has been a cause of a lot of misery, suffering, deaths, and a lot of, what shall we say, exile, real exile. And fear is the reason for communism to exist. That is why communism is not the answer.
开始修炼法轮大法，用真善忍要求自己，而且修炼大法使我精力充沛，太太的失眠也不翼而飞，家庭幸福和谐。
My wife and I started practicing Falun Dafa, also called Falun Gong, in July 1996.
Yeah.
We both benefited a lot from the practice. I felt energetic from the practice, and my wife's insomnia was healed without medicine. Not only did we improve our physical health, we also obtained peace of mind following Falun Gong's teaching of truthfulness, compassion, and tolerance. Life was nicely balanced.
99年，中共开始镇压法轮功，我因坚持信仰，历经了中共的恐吓、抄家、酷刑、劳改、奸败迫害。
However, in July 1999, the Chinese Communist regime banned the practice and started a nationwide persecution of Falun Gong. Self-deprecating essays to defame myself and praise the police and the Chinese Communist Party. If I didn't write these reports, I was not allowed any family visits or the right to buy anything in prison, including toilet paper. They also forced me to watch videos slandering Falun Gong and write reviews on these videos against my will.
To quit the Chinese Communist Party is because it does not value human life. In an echo of the past, we see the Chinese government, very similar to that of Nazi Germany, take away human life to prop themselves up. In China, the human rights situation, the CCP is feeding the demands of the world for organs by killing innocent people and harvesting their organs to make a sizable profit, and this is an expanding enterprise for them. According to Xi Bingyi, Deputy Director of the Transplant Chapter of the Chinese Medical Association, organ transplant operations are widely conducted across China. In Beijing, as of the beginning of 2006, 38 agencies were authorized to conduct kidney transplants, and 32 agencies were authorized for liver transplants. More agencies are preparing to add transplant operations, including some hospitals that do not necessarily have adequate staff and equipment.
That was
for
our
these
last
operations.
speaker for today's rally. Again, I want to thank everyone for coming here and supporting the 54 million Chinese people who have peacefully withdrawn from the party. Thank you.